It's time to learn stuff while punching crime in the face. This is Arkham Wednesday with free roaming Red Hood gameplay. Now, last time when we discussed the Batman and Robin Eternal issues, we mainly talked about Dick Grayson, and of course free roamed as New 52 Dick Grayson skin. Today we'll be discussing more issues in the series and free roaming as Red Hood using, of course, the PC mod stuff, because this isn't really available at all in the console games, although it really should be, because if mods are able to do this, then, so should Rocksteady, right? Also, thank you so much for 1,500 likes on the previous video in this discussion series. Maybe I will do a Robin War thing later this month if this video gets like 2,000 likes. Okay, so Jay, just so you know, can't use the Batmobile in this game, but he does have a bat grapple, which is, one up from a Nightwing skin in this game. Also, he uses lethal force, like a lot. With that in mind, let's begin. When we last saw Nightwing, he has lost a lot of big bro points with Timothy Drake. Endangering someone's parents off the grid will definitely do that to you. Elsewhere, Harper and Cass's field trip came to an abrupt close when they found Orphan's old base. That one Batman and Robin found many years ago while searching for Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, aka really scary lanky guy? Okay, so the assassin greets Harper and Cass, and Harper almost dies again. This is mostly due to her lack of your typical Robin training. The Batman School of Hard Knocks. If you didn't know this, a Robin needs to be Batman's lieutenant in the field, and most importantly, he or she has to wear bright colors so they get shot at more than Batman does. It's in the code book. Various Robins had to go through intense training, and when they were ready, Bruce would start giving them very important missions, like picking up his coffee or returning his overdue late movie rentals. Harper is lucky for not attending this crash course, though, because believe me, it's no summer camp, and you spend most of your evenings get sewn back together by Alfred Pennyworth. Not the best environment for growing up parentless. It's enough to make any child care worker cringe. But anyway, pre-52 Tim Drake had to go through the most pain 101 out of all the Robins due to Jason's passing. But perhaps that's a story for a different time, because Chuck Dixon was awesome. Okay, so the gist of it, Bluebird is no match for Storm Shadow, the ninja guy. If it wasn't for Miss Kane, Harper would be chop suey by now. Now, Kane is somehow connected to Orphan, but I'm not going to spoil it in this video, so don't worry. Storm Shadow. During the fight, Storm Shadow does kind of this Darth Vader thing with Cassandra, Luke Skywalker speech. Join the dark side and all that jazz. But she's pretty peeved that Orphan, hurt her new gal pal, so she slices off her mentor's arm. See, the Star Wars thing totally works, missing limbs. Long story short, one-armed ninja guy gets away, and the girls lose track of him. Issue 6 starts with Grayson spying on Bruce Wayne all creepy-like, hanging out at the Lucius Fox Center for Gotham's Youth. Wayne has become like a big brother or father figure to these orphans in the center. No longer the weight of the mission of crime bearing down on his shoulders. Bruce is happier and carefree for the most part. It's kind of irritating because it's totally out of character. Later that night at the Ninja Chapel, Storm Shadow's base, Jason tells Grayson that he's going to tag along with Tim on a lead to find Mother's signal. Oh, and Tim hates Grayson for what he did to his parents. He also speaks out of character about how Batman kept them out of the loop as Robins and made some pretty bad decisions. However, Mr. Grayson, he made 3 correct ones. Mainly Tim, you, and me. Although it's interesting that Jason would count himself in that equation because he went kind of crazy, tried to kill the Batfamily when he came back as, a dead guy, and has since made amends, but it's interesting how he sees himself, After the heart-to-heart chat, they discover a shinobi training base underneath the chapel. Then Dick has a flashback about trusting your partner, which is the complete opposite of the whole Batman Forever, Batman and Robin movies, which that's as much as I'm going to name of those. Though in the comic, he actually disobeys Batman's orders, where before he's whining that Batman needs to, work together as a team. So, the short of it, Robin went after Scarecrow that was flying away in a plane in a cornfield, which in reality was just a bunch of his dead henchmen tied to a bomb. Plane blew up, and Robin almost with it if it wasn't for Batman swooping in with the Batwing to save Robin. So this is totally different than the pre-52, where Bruce Wayne, would totally chew up Robin for screwing up. New 52 Robin does the pity party all on his own, and Batman acts like young Justice Batman, so very cool dad-like. Tells his boy to calm down, you get him next time, champ, that type of pep talk. Because I never did sports and never really got that type of pep talk from my dad, so I feel a little sad. He then mentions to Dick, you need to relax, there's a charity police auction upstairs, and I hear Gordon brought his daughter to the party, huh? You should totally go meet her, have fun, get to know her, Something could happen because of that. See, totally out of character, Batman is not a wingman. Anyway, Robin says, I'd rather stay down here and punch dummies in the face rather than meet a hot redhead who's going to tease me the rest of my life than get paralyzed and walk again and still leave my heart empty and then trample on it. He didn't say that, but he could have. Actually, it's more emo than that. He's like, I'm just gonna stay in the cave and hit things with a stick. Oh, before I forget, you can also aim with Jason and shoot people just like this. It's more effective than sticks. Oh, wait. Where was I? Oh, that's right. Dick and Babs did end up becoming an item during his, time as Robin, which was very short. And they kind of stayed together after she became Oracle for a bit. But by the restart of her Batgirl career, Dick is with another redhead, and that makes him a jerk. But anyway, back to the party. Bruce has a chat with a rich dude named Maxwell, and no, it's not Maxwell Lord. To sum up, he and Bruce are talking about fishing and legacy, how it ended up with a story about Thomas Wayne and fishing. Ask the writer. But it does lead into an important plot point of Batman and Robin Eternal. Legacy. Fathers passing on their will to their children and sons. Instead of letting them be their own man. Instead, Maxwell says Bruce has the best opportunity to create a new legacy by making Dick Grayson into mini Bruce Wayne Jr. Bruce laughs at the idea of molding children into mini-yous. Who does that? No, I don't see that happening. Dick's parents raised a fine boy. I'm just looking after him and providing a future for him, so he doesn't end up like me. Maxwell then bluntly says, because you saved this kid, and whatever else, he could totally be your heir. Bruce Wayne Jr., according to Maxwell, not Lord. Which Bruce is like, in the back of my mind, am I doing that already? Making a junior version of me? No, of course not. Dick is gonna be his own guy. He's a normal boy at his age doing normal boy things like dressing up in cosplay, jumping off rooftops, punching people in the... Oh, wait, he's just like me. Robin is totally a mini-me. Maxwell has you pegged, dude. Back to the story, though. Maxwell then talks about when is Bruce Wayne gonna settle down? The world wants to know who will be the future Mrs. Wayne. To be honest, folks, we know he has a future with either a cat lady or an assassin chick in his future. But that's, way down the line. Bruce mentions something about, well, I have a dark side which no woman can seem to tame, making it really hard for them to stay committed. Though Silver Fox did pretty good till she died in the 70s, but more on that another time. But there's been many women that have tried, Bruce said. Thinking to himself, besides Batman, is actually married to the mission to end crime. AKA, I'm married to my dead parents, and that's not creepy. Yes, it is. No, marriage for Batman never happened, unless, of course, you count Batman Brave and the Bold, and Earth 2, and hey, wait a minute, why can't Batman settle down? Other Batman have. Anyway, to continue the rich boy discussion, apparently Maxwell just got married the other day to some foreign bride, probably from Russia or Pakistan, I don't know. And he says, Bruce, it's not really a good idea to raise the circus kid without a mother. See how they inserted the mother thing there? That's the villain? Whatever. He then casually says, my wife is great. I paid top dollar for her. She's perfect. She does whatever I say. I'm just like, how do I get me into that? And then I'm thinking, my wife is going to kill me now. Oh, wait, she's not here. She's in New York. I'm fine. So all the time that this is happening, I'm totally kidding, folks. I'm in a happy relationship. I have to say that, but it's true. But the whole time that I'm reading this, I'm thinking, the whole Batman animated series covered this plot anyway, though it involved Poison Ivy making plant spouses to kill and replace the millionaires that, the plant people married. Meaning Ivy would get very rich, and it seems like this mother character has the same idea, more or less. Flashbang! Oh, sorry about the bugs. Wait. What? Die! Okay, there we go. Anyway, the detective gets curious and is like, what do you mean you married her for like $40 million and don't know anything about her? Maxwell then talks about his lady that was introduced to him by some person named Mother in Prague. Just then, Max gets spooked by some guy at the party and says, I'm just kidding, I've known her for a while, then leaves abruptly like he's seen a ghost. Then Bruce be like, who is that guy? Alfred, do you know him? Al's like, nope, he isn't on the guest list. I don't even think he paid for one of those charity dinner plates, which are very expensive, so it's kind of suspicious that he was here. I'm just kidding. Nothing like that happens. I just added that. Bruce goes into the cave and starts spying on his guests, Keaton style, instead of attending, the police party, which he's supposed to. As he changes into Batman, he bellows, computer, search files on Mother. Computer says, not available. Bruce is like, okay, then computer, identify this Asian dude. Processing, you're a racist. Data doesn't exist. Batman is thinking either this guy doesn't exist, or he's a ghost, or my computer has a virus, which I will need to bat punch it. He then decides to spy on his buddy's house using Max's own security system. Nobody is safe in the age of technology. Batman then spots a ninja in white and says, oh crap. He then speeds off onto the Batmobile and arrives to find the newlyweds dead. Then, for whatever reason, has an inner monologue in his head and wonders what Robin would be like if he didn't become a crime fighter like him. Actually, Batman, we have the answer to this one as well. Multiple fates, actually. In the 70s, or Earth 2, Robin becomes a senator, but still fights crime as Robin. And then when you die, he becomes Batman and ends up marrying his stepsister, Helena Wayne. I'm not messing with you, folks. You can thank Convergence for that. In the New 52, if Grayson did not become Robin, he had a much darker future, that of a murderous Talon. See the Court of Owls. Or even the current Robin War, which has the Court of Owls. Yeah, I'll definitely probably end up covering that because it's a pretty cool miniseries. Alright, so back in the Batcave, Bruce calls Robin down and says, hey, we're going to Prague to catch some murderers, so, pack your stuff. And Robin's so happy that Batman and Robin are going global, though it'll be many years before they become incorporated. See what I did? Batman. Okay, whatever. So in the present, Hood and Grayson are having another chat before they go on different missions. And Jay says, Batman would investigate this Mother case on his own, but you're smarter than that, Dick. You should bring backup. It's what a Robin would do. So say what you will about the pre-52 Todd, but in the new 52, you can't help but just like this guy. Or at least not hate him that much. I will say this though, I don't like the fact that we can't glide with Red Hood, and also that he's limited to just grenades and... Wait. I don't like that he's just limited to... That's just... fine. Usually my gameplay goes a lot smoother than this, but when I get... You know what, we're just... Ha! Now where was I? Oh, that's right. Based on Jay's feedback, Dick heads back to the apartment where he stashed Cash and Harper and, decides to go traveling with two miners to Prague, and off they go. Gone. Another flashback happens with Batman and Robin chasing after some bad guys in Prague, and then it's in the future again, Dick showing off the Prague Batcave, which is adorned in skulls, and it's just really freaky. He then tells the girls, go undercover at the opera while I go do hero stuff. And they're like, I want to come with you, and he's like, no! I'm the older, you do what I say. Elsewhere, Red Robin's wing streaks through the night sky. Inside, the former boy wonders basically chew the fat about, what happened, and Tim is giving Jason the silent treatment, who really wants to know from Tim what it was like to punch Grayson in the face by sucker punching him and then seeing the look on his face because the nice kid hit him, or whatever. They then arrive in some foreign land looking into a lead. I think it's Gomorrah or something. But Jason stops at a bar because that's pretty much what Jace does in the New 52. He drinks a lot. They do stumble on a black market deal gone awry, and, that's something. Several years ago in the past, Bruce was doing his best to meet the perfect wife that Mother could create for him. But in reality, he's just, hamming it up and acting like an idiot, so he gets invited to this inner circle thing. Kind of what he does for the Court of Owls later. Fast forward to now, I know it gets pretty confusing going from past and present narratives, which sometimes does get jarring, even for me. In Prague, Dick is homing in on Orphan's signal, and the girls are hanging out at the opera. Unfortunately, it's all a big trap, and Mother says it's nice to see Dick again, while Cass and Harper are under attack by a knife-wielding ballerina of doom. Mother then tells her plan to Grayson, which, villains love to monologue, and we learn more about how untrustworthy Batman really was. Apparently years ago, Bruce lied to Dick about the Scarecrow targeting the opera and told him to be on recon here and watch the boring opera while I follow another lead, when in actuality he was meeting up with Mother. Dick demands to know which Robin was given to Batman by Mother, and the woman replies with, "He never told you? Would you like me to show you?" Another flashback between Bruce and Mother. Nothing major really happens. Bruce is still looking for a perfect wife, apparently, and then plants a tracker on Mother. Okay, so while the girls fight for their lives at the opera in the now, Mother offers Dick a chance to see why he failed Batman, tugging at his inner emo-ness, taunting Grayson that he can't save anyone and should become her son, or something creepy like that. He refuses and saves the girls instead. Everything is going fine and dandy until Cassie snaps after Bluebird grabs her hair and then she runs off in Prague somewhere. And that's the end of their story for a while. The other Robins strike pay dirt and find what they're looking for in a church. We also learn that Jason gets punched in holy places a lot. Why am I not surprised? They come across a man doused with Scarecrow's fear toxin, and Red Robin is trying to calm down the guy and say, what happened to you? And the tick dealer is like, "The angel of death approaches." But just who is this person that has terrified this unknown man? Will Jason get sucker punched more in churches and during Sunday services? Find out next time as we uncover the identity of the angel of death. And spoiler, it's awesome. Also, we'll be free roaming as a different Batman character in the PC mods. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch another Arkham Wednesday, and I'll see you next time here on the Nightwing 01 channel. If you want another quicker discussion video, let's get this video up to 2,000 likes, and I will start Robin War before Christmas. God bless and happy gaming. See ya!